Hello everyone, this is going to be my 2-month postpartum video. Little man is falling asleep here with a handful of hair. So to start off this video, I'm just gonna get the little like random things out of the way and then we'll talk about everything else that's happened. So I've had a craving for peanut butter lately. Like, I can eat peanut butter by the spoonfuls, and I do. At least it's not the worst craving ever, right? And chocolate. Chocolate, not so much, but I love chocolate. Like, I loved chocolate before, but now it's like a whole new level. Like, I need to have chocolate every day, and there's no chocolate in the house right now, so that's when I kind of go towards peanut butter. So I have started working out again. Alright, let's try this again. So, oh yeah, he's out. He's fun. Oh, he's fun. Okay. So I did start working out again. I started a ebook program, Sarah's Day. If you've never heard of Sarah's Day, you need her in your life. She is so motivating and I love her. So she released an ebook last May. It's called Sweat It, Shred It, and it's an 8-week program, and she just released her second ebook, weeks 9 to 18, not very long ago. I haven't got that one. That one's apparently a lot harder, but it's basically all like body workouts, like burpees, push-ups, jump squats, like that kind of thing, and I love it. I done it last year before I got pregnant, and I actually enjoyed it. And so I started that. I'm starting week 5 today, and I've lost between 5 to 7 pounds because my weight kind of stalled at 145 pounds, and that's with like not changing anything. Like, I wasn't eating very good, I wasn't working out except for walks. I used to go for walks. Postpartum, it's going a lot slower than I thought it would. For me, postpartum is way harder than birth, pregnancy was, and honestly even birth, because I mean birth is over in like a day or two, whatever. Like, it's not long compared to postpartum. I knew it wasn't going to be like instant, but it's been 2 months and I'm still all out of whack. So I think that's everything except for, yeah. So if you watched like my postpartum video, I believe it was that one, I talked all about my UTI and all that fun stuff. So a little recap. So a week postpartum, I started kind of getting, I felt like I was getting sick. I had the chills and the sweats and headache and everything. So I thought I had an infection. I thought it was my stitches that were infected, because I had a lot of internal tearing and a lot of stitches. So that's what I thought was infected. But I went there and I ended up having a UTI. So they gave me a week of antibiotics, and a week wasn't even up, and I went back again because I didn't think it was cleared up. But so I didn't have any symptoms of a UTI, only pressure when I sat on the toilet. But I was confused if that was from my infection or if that was just for that, like from birth. Which I think it was from birth, but I didn't know. I didn't have like burning pee or like burning urination or anything like that. It was just pressure when I sat on the toilet. So I went back, I had my urine checked again, and they said that there was still a little bit of white blood cells in there. So they gave me another week of antibiotics, a stronger one, and he told me if it hasn't cleared up in 2 days to come back, and they're going, I don't know, to check me again or something. So I did take that full week worth of antibiotics, and I still felt that pressure when I sat on the toilet. So I was so confused because I didn't have any symptoms of a UTI, only that, and I'm pretty sure that was from birth. So I didn't go back anymore. I left it because the antibiotics they gave me apparently was strong. I should have took care of it, so I just left it because I didn't have any other symptoms. But I was still having a lot of discharge, and it did have a smell to it. So I was asking my doula about it, and I asked, who else was it? I feel like it was a nurse. Oh yes, because I took Jack to get weighed. I can't remember when it was, but I asked her then, and she told me to go book an appointment to see my doctor earlier than 6 weeks, because you're supposed to go back after 6 weeks for a checkup. So I did. I went and booked an appointment early. I don't remember, maybe like a week and a half earlier than 6 weeks, so like 4.5, 5 weeks. And she checked me, and she did say that there was a foul smell. See, every time I googled it, it said if there's a fishy smell that it's probably an infection or a bacteria or whatever, but to me it didn't smell fishy, but it did have a foul, it did have a not a very good scent. So she checked me and she done a swab, and this was on a Wednesday, and she told me if I didn't hear anything by Friday from the swab that everything was fine and there was nothing to worry about. So Friday came and went and I didn't get a call, so it was like a huge relief. And then Monday or Tuesday I believe it was, I went to this baby massage class, infant massage, and during that class I got a phone call from my doctor, which I wouldn't have answered, but it was my doctor. So I went inside the room and I answered, and it was my doctor, and she said that I had to come in and see the doctor about some tests, and instantly I knew it was that swab. So then I started getting really upset because my hormones were raging. Like the first month after postpartum, your hormones are all over the place, and I cried because I had a UTI and I had to go on antibiotics. Like that, I had a full-on meltdown, and all of this was just so overwhelming. So when she told me I had to go in about this test, I got so upset. And on the way home from this massage class, I called my mom and like had a meltdown over something. I didn't even know what it was, but obviously I knew it was something, or else I wouldn't have called. So I went in and he said that there's still a bit of bacteria in my urine, possibly a UTI, but they were going to treat me for it because it wasn't severe. It was only like a little bit, unless I was pregnant. If I was pregnant, it's more big of a deal, but because I'm not pregnant, they don't worry about it so much, I guess. But the swab came back that I had a pH balance off, and that has to do with bacteria, I believe. So pH level, I don't know. Anyways, he gave me this gel that I had to insert. It's kind of like you know those, when you have a yeast infection, you get those like canestin, and it's like kind of like a pill and you had to like insert it. It's kind of like that, and it was gel, and I had to like squeeze the gel up there. So I had 5 days worth of that. So I done that, and it was still, I was still having, and even right now I'm still having a lot of discharge, which I'm 2 months postpartum, and it's kind of like just white discharge, but it's still a little bit smelly. It's not smelly like it was, but I feel like it's still there. So at his 2-month doctor appointment, I mentioned it to the nurse, like, is it still normal? Is it normal for me to still be having discharge 2 months postpartum? And she said, not really. She told me to go get like the canestin treatment at the pharmacy for a yeast infection. But I said to her, like, with a yeast infection, don't you know you have a yeast infection? Like, isn't that like itchy and discomfort down there? And she said yes. And I said, well, I don't find it at all. I don't have no itchiness, no discomfort at all. So she said, well, it's not a yeast infection. So she told me to go to the pharmacy next door and tell him about it. She said, it's probably still your pH balance is off. So I went and talked to him, and he gave me pills. Apparently it's still safe for breastfeeding. I looked it up, I googled it, I done it on that like app, what's it called, LACT-Med, L-A-C-T-Med. I checked it on there, and everything said that it's fine for breastfeeding because they can treat infants with thrush and infections like that with these pills. I don't remember what they're called now. So I did take that. I only took that like yesterday. So I don't know if it's gonna work. It's just so frustrating because it's been 2 months and I still feel like everything's so out of whack. Like, my poor vagina. Yes, I said it, okay? like it's just, I feel like it's never gonna get back to normal. My stitches are forever coming out, and then I had a UTI, and then I had 2 rounds of antibiotics, and then I had a pH balance off and 5 days of gel, and now like it's still not gone, and now I'm on pills. Like it's so frustrating, and I don't know if I should book an appointment to go back and see my doctor again to get checked out, or like what's going on. It's so hard when it's your first baby, like your first time, because you don't know what's normal and what's not normal, and there's so many different things. And with infections, you don't know if it's an infection or if it's just normal after birth. It's I tell you, it's taken a toll on me. I'm going a little bit mental, but I'm gonna finish these pills because he gave me 3 pills, and I took 1.5 yesterday, and he told me to take the other one 3 days later. So I'll do that, and if it's still like not going away, I'm gonna go see my doctor and see what's going on down there, because something is just not right. Mentally, I'm not too bad, I don't think. I am tired, obviously. You know, having a baby is hard because you have them 24/7, you never get a break, so it is draining. But I do sleep good night times. He only wakes twice, and he doesn't really cry, but it's still exhausting, if that makes sense. Emotionally, like I said, postpartum is way harder for me than my whole pregnancy. I had such a good pregnancy, and even birth, I had a good experience with my birth. So, and all that seems easy compared to postpartum, honestly. And one thing that surprised me about postpartum, I knew that having a baby was hard. I knew that it was life-changing. Like, nothing about having a baby or nothing about him surprises me at all. Like, I expected it all. I knew that it was going to be life-changing. Like, you can't just do whatever you want. You can't go where you want. I mean, you have someone to care for. None of that surprised me, because I have a lot of friends who have kids, so I knew what to expect there. What I didn't expect was how I was going to feel about, I guess, myself. And I feel horrible to say it, but missing my old life. Not necessarily my old life, but I guess pre-pregnancy. I'm gonna say it, I would never ever change anything. I would never like give him back if I could, blah blah blah. It's just, I miss my friends. I honestly miss maybe work a little bit. I don't miss like the 5 a.m. wake ups, but I miss I guess interacting with my friends, and I still talk to them every once in a while, and they always tell me about stories that happen at work, and it just feels like that I'm kind of like left out, and I kind of miss it. And I miss like going out with my friends, because they're all still going out and living life, and I'm home with babe. And like, I'm not a huge partier at all, but I did enjoy going out with my friends, and I can't do that anymore. And it's hard. It's really hard, because every time I go out with my friends, like, I want to punch them in the face, because it seems like, oh, I feel so bad for saying it, but it seems like they're having so much fun, and I'm here like on house duty. It's so sad, but it's true. That's how I feel. Like, I miss, some days I miss my pre-pregnancy life, but I think it also depends on who you surround yourself with, because when I hang out with my work friends, who majority of them don't have kids, I get sad, I get down, I kind of feel, not depressed, I wouldn't go that far, but I miss it. I miss them, I miss going out, I miss, you know, late nights and stuff like that. But when I hang out with my other friends who have kids, then I'm perfectly fine and happy. So I think it all depends on who you surround yourself with. Now I still see my friends, I still talk to them and all that stuff, but it's definitely harder when I see them, because like I said, I feel left out and I'm missing out. But again, I would never trade it. I love my little man, but it is definitely hard. I'm sure it will get better, and when he gets older I can maybe get a little bit of freedom, maybe. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for postpartum, I think, that I can think of. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all of my problems and letting me vent. So here's Jack sleeping, and my other little torment is right here, never far away.